I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead of say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills for Sasquatch Shills. So you don't have to. Let me put this in perspective for you. I found a tidbit on somebody's channel. I just had to ask the man directly himself because I was personally impressed. But I got DJ Kdot backstage. He's enjoying some pumpkin pie or something over there. I'm not sure what that is, but we're going to find out about that in just a minute. But until then, let's talk to the glorious sounds of Captain Curmudgeon. If this works.
From high atop the battlements of Castle Curmudgeon, where I used to run with a whole crew of gang enforcers named after breakfast cereals. You already know about Corn Pop, but there was also Sugar Smack, the dope dealer, Lucky Charm, the drunken Irish leg breaker, and Fruit Loop, because we were all about LGBT representation after all. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. Welcome to the program. I am your eponymous host and humble servant. And I guess it was naive of me to think I could unpack everything from this Joe Biden speech that requires unpacking within the constraints of an opening segment. Now, this was not your typical late period Joe Biden speech. Normally, he only plays a couple of the greatest hits. But he had the whole songbook working in Wilkes-Barre. He was reaching for the early career deep album cuts. The hardcore fans must have been delighted, but it was all there. The bulging veins in Charlottesville, the deer in their Kevlar vests, confusing the Constitution with the Declaration of Independence. Come on, Joe, you know the thing. And the still highly bizarre claim that Revolutionary era Americans weren't allowed to own cannons.
Yeah, I don't get that one at all. So we got the buddy of mine there backstage. We're going to jump over and talk to him. We're going to get to that there in just a minute. Y'all know who that is. What's up, brother? What you got, shaking bacon?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's going, man. Been doing stuff and doing things. You know how it is. Just got back from vacation. You had a little kerfuffle recently, didn't you? Yeah, little discussion in a big old building. Bunch of people.
I did have a bit of a discussion.
Now, this isn't the first time you've had an interaction in that building, is it?
No, it's not the first time for
Shall
sure.
I play the video to explain? Give you a minute to finish your fucking pie?
Please do.
All right, brother. Let me do one thing first because I got this terrible habit of not doing this. So, bam. All right. So now I actually have a transition to use later. I was missing you and like a couple other people that I failed to do a transition like that with. So I didn't even have it to put in the edit. And I was like, "Rah." Anger. So we're going to do this. We're going to jump right over. Shut that down. Not that one. The other one. This one. You know the one I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen it at home, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. So just in case anyone was wondering, there's zero chance this one's getting monetized. It's way outside the box. Okay. So y'all check out what my boy had to say. It's beautiful. Hey, I know that guy.
Good evening, Aurora citizens.
Can you hear it?
Man, it's been a long fucking time since I've been up here. I don't have a nice, pretty speech or anything like that. I am a bit frustrated. And I see Mike Kaufman, you still got the gavel still stuck up your ass. Jim, you definitely don't have any nuts. That was definitely politically a hit move that you did on the chief of police. And you're a piece of shit for that. I just wanted to say that to you and the thing. Miss Piggy, you're a piece of shit too. Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, you're a piece of shit too. Not only that, if we are going to go back to the old way that Aurora Police is going to be policing, I'm going to be watching each and every one of your fucking officers, and I'm going to hold them accountable. You understand? I want to make that you can make that a public fucking record. And this also piece of shit that got shit on his chin right here, that like to smile and like to advocate for police and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you actually forgot about the goddamn citizens that actually pay your fucking salary. So at the end of the day, the council people that know who I hold truly in my heart, you know who you are. The rest of you are all pieces of shit.
So are you.
That's fine, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, it's my community that look like me who are dying in the fucking community because of fucking police officers. So, new chief of police, I'm gonna give you a fair shake, but I will be watching you too, and I hope you do a good job, and I will give you that honor to at least give you the benefit of the doubt to do a good job. But Jim, I did used to like you, and I thought you did actually have integrity. But the way you did the chief, and trust me, me and the chief had back and forth. We did not agree on everything. But at the end of the day, she did what she was supposed to do, and that was to serve the community. And that at the end of the day, that's how I feel. And I digress. And
where are we time-wise? Yeah. Okay.
Dude, that was fucking glorious. That was absolutely glorious.
Thank you, Sasquatch. I appreciate it.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, personally, I'm one of those people that clicked on yes, because the only speech on earth that needs to be protected is speech that's disagreeable. If everyone agreed, there would need be no protections.
Yep.
So I mean, that's where we're at. But most recently, you had a doohickey take place, didn't you? You had a thing happen. Hey, Jesse Paris, I'm gonna get to chat in just a second, but I got one more thing I want to cover before we get over into the actual show part of the show, because I've been wanting to have this conversation with you for a minute ever since I saw that bit right there. All right. Now, first of all, I believe you are so well within your rights that in that scene there, you are completely untouchable, right?
Absolutely.
Because that is legitimately exactly the forum such speech should be practiced in. Now, why did the people on the bench decide to scream at you for using what they consider vulgar language?
I got an answer for you.
Okay.
The lady who I called Miss Piggy, that was her parents and her family in the background. Literally directly behind me. They were like, "Hey, no, you're a piece of shit."
I'm pretty sure you
No,
offended
you are.
absolutely everyone in that room except for the people who actually understand what free speech is about.
Yeah, they were.
And you kept it brief.
You
What
said
more
what?
could they ask for? You kept it brief.
Yeah,
You didn't drone on and on and on. You came up, said exactly what you wanted to say, walked off. That's exactly how that works. I
I
commend
think
you.
I even had a couple of seconds left.
Sure. But that's how it works. That's the only way it works. If it does anything else, it's not working. Agreed?
I agree, 100%.
So this most recent event y'all had, where was that exactly? I can't remember what the name of the place was.
This was at the city hall at the
Right.
city council meeting.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so you go into the council meeting and they start playing kindergarten and make believe. They broke everybody up into groups, go have little heart-to-heart discussions with their little identity counselor or whatever they were. I don't understand what those people were, but they seemed to think they held some sort of authority.
Oh, we said a prayer before that happened too.
Oh, well, fine, that's fantastic. I don't care. While I do believe in the separation of church and state, if an individual wishes to pray before he does his business, that is his business. Should he do it on the floor? I flip a coin on it. I don't care. I'm from Georgia. We get over a lot of shit like that. Around here, our AA meetings are generally run by ministers and held in churches. Most of them. I am having some horrendous problems with my freaking chat. It will not function. And I don't know why.
Can you see it or?
Yeah, no, I can see it over here, but it's not in my stream. It's supposed to be at the bottom right there, and it's just blank.
I see it.
You can read.
Yep, I see it on. I got it on
my screen, under my face on my screen.
Yep, I see it.
No, I can't see it. Why can't I see? Oh, that start raving batshit crazy. That's going to drive me nuts. Okay, welcome to Sasquatch Shills, where everything goes. You pretend it's fine. In any event, this may change my whole system. All right, so you go over here and you played make believe with these people for a little while.
Yes.
And directly you decided you wanted to talk to someone in particular. And can you explain what took place there?
So,
I know what I thought I saw.
Right. That was the city council directly a few days after the chief of police was discovered. I think the chief of police was fired that Thursday or Wednesday, and then we had the city council meeting on Monday. And so I felt it was a political hit job that they did, and I wanted to expose that. So basically, what happened? The city council, the Republican city council, had pressured, and the mayor pressured the city manager, and was basically, in so many words, if you don't get rid of her, we'll get rid of you. So he was the fall guy for sure. He pulled the trigger and the heat went all down on him.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because he did everything that he needed her to do, as far as making sure trying to regain public trust, emphasize on community policing, and reforming the entire police department. So She did everything that she was supposed to do. She just got screwed at the end. So
Right. Well, you can't win them all. And if you try to, you will lose every single one of them.
you really will. You really will. Unfortunately.
Success. Yeah, yay. That was going to bother me through the whole show. Otherwise, oh bother. All right. So y'all had, like I said, y'all went in, y'all played make believe kindergartner thing, and y'all broke up into your little groups. Can you explain what those groups were actually supposed to do?
Who was actually on the panel?
No. This most recent thing was it you and Mexican long hair and
Oh,
and they did this weird thing where they got all y'all together in little groups. They
right,
broke everybody up and then put one person in charge of each group to
right.
take up all the little slips of paper. What were those slips of paper?
So we were at the consent decree.
What is a consent decree? Maybe explain there.
No problem. Consent decree is basically it is a what is it? It is a regiment that is printed out by the courts that and rules of rules that the Aurora police have to follow, and it's basically a contract stating that you will do X, Y, and Z. Part of those rules is that you have to create you have to reform your policy, your police policy, to where it fits the consent decree. And if they do not adhere to the consent decree, there will be major consequences. They will be in much trouble with the courts. I will tell you that, and they will not have a good day. Which could, it could bankrupt the city. If not taken seriously.
But
Major consequences.
Look at that hard. Let's look at that real hard real quick. What functionally would it look like for the city of Aurora to be bankrupt? What would that appear as? Would that simply be a shutdown of city services, or would it mean indebtedness to the city? And then what does the city do?
I would say so. Definitely government services for sure. The federal government would have to bail them out.
Well, I mean, that's a given. Isn't that exactly what they're there for? No, not really.
It is. Well, the thing is, it's a state consent decree. It's not a federal
right
consent decree.
But I mean, this, like you said, it will fall uphill.
Yep, sure will.
So
you'll have to call up Big Daddy government.
All right, let's take a run through the chat right quick. Let's see who got here firstest, mostest. We're gonna roll it all the way back. I like to give them a few minutes to get in and chat for a second. Let's see. We got Russell Sperry, who came in way early. The Seventh Son, Rowan Entertainment, Biggie and Bean. How you doing, George? We got Car Thief News. Good to see you, brother. 357 Sig beats 9mm. Blah. Blue Unicorn showed up. That's good to see. Always like having him around. Danny Staten. I always say his name wrong, but I'm getting it right this time. Staten. Okay. Bernie B. Sanchez. Hey, Bernie, how you doing? 9 Acre Family Farms come through. Oh, no, he may still be here. Tyler Arnold. What's up? What's happening, brother? Monterey Magnet Man. Constitutional auditor. It's English, and I can speak it.
Shout out to Constitutional Auditor.
Yep, I love those people. Jesse Paris for Denver Mayor. He came through. ATL Auditor in the house. Yeah, he seems to be a pretty cool fella. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, but I'm hoping to. We got Luke which is just Luke as far as I know. Ajot's Corners come in. It's good to see her. I'm going to invite her up on panel if she's not live by then when we get done. A couple of people might come up after the show. Was that Stephen Mazur? Stephen Mazur. That's what we're going to go with. And that gets us to the bottom of the chat. Fantastic. I'm glad to see each and every one of you. Welcome into the show. If you chat something in, it'll pop up over there on the screen, and you can get me in all kinds of trouble if you wanted to. We'll let that hang right there. So you did this thing at the council. They broke you into little groups. You did your consent. Hey, Michelle, what'd you call it?
Consent decree.
This consent decree. I do not like the word decree. We say consent agreement, consent abidement, easement. I mean, can we use other language, or does it have to be a decree? It's just me.
It's a legal binding document between the state and the city of Aurora that city of Aurora will be on their best behavior.
So if not, the state comes and get them.
Yep,
that's beautiful.
State, if they don't,
could be a beautiful thing. I don't know how things work in Colorado, but in Georgia, there's not a whole lot of difference between the county seats and the state seats. These are the same kind of people. You know, the cops that marry teachers that later become administrators for the city, those people. Anyway, so y'all did y'all's little wait. Let me go grab that while I'm thinking about it. There's a little bit of that video. I think Mexican Longhair had a little bit better angle of it than you did. Were you filming that? Did you catch that on camera?
Are you talking about the consent decree meeting? Did I film it? No, that was Mexican Longhair.
That was Mexican Longhair.
That was totally him.
Yeah. He's got a little thing he's done that I'm gonna have to promote. I can't help it. I love it. It's beautiful. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep, I do.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see. That was. Did he take it down? Oh, you bad monkey. He took it down. Why would he? That doesn't make sense. He threatens. No, that's it right there. That's the short version. I wanted to see like them trying to do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let that shit play out. You know, I had a YouTube Premium for 4 days. I was supposed to get a week like for free, and it popped in for 4 days and then dipped back out. It was the weirdest thing. Like I never agreed to it. It just happened on my phone for a little while. And so I've been a little sketch about it since then.
Right. Right.
I'm coming in too hot.
Very, very, very well. So, the fireworks is ready to
keep your eyes on the Kdot.
I don't want to have. Oh, you don't want to have? Well, too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. We're gonna have a conversation. No, we're not. And you're gonna have it right now. He doesn't want to talk. When's your old ass? He doesn't want to talk.
I'm not talking to you.
I don't give a. What you told me? Hey,
look, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk.
Y'all, I'm risking my life, right? What was that a threat? Was that a threat, dude? Right? Y'all, I'm risking my life.
Look, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk.
Y'all, I'm risking my life.
Exactly
right?
what he said.
Was that a threat? Was that a threat, dude? Was that a threat, dude? I'm not. You're in my shit. I run this shit. You don't run shit. You understand me? You don't. I'm not threatening you. You just threaten me.
Yeah, you're on camera threatening Kdot, sir.
Live in 4K.
You got 6 months. Then your bitch ass is gone.
Now that was
You're a visitor. You're a visitor.
Probably the most effective walk of shame I've ever seen in my life. There is absolutely no way this man thinks he's standing on the law. There's no way. He cannot believe in his heart that what he wants to do is correct, or he would do it. He wouldn't just whisper it to you that he's going to do something, that something's going to happen.
All right.
It's kind of like the old mafioso tactic. Boy, it'd be real bad if something bad happened over here. That's exactly what that was.
Right. He tried to whisper it, and I guess it didn't go his way because it's on camera. And
the old ones, they have issues with cameras. They really do, because they like saying that they in charge. They love it. Old ones are a problem.
And that's the same chief that handled the Batman theater shooting, Century 16.
Ooh.
Yep. Did a horrible job.
That was not a good one.
Too many people got killed.
Even one's too many, but I mean that wasn't managed well. I don't know the details. I'll look into it. We may have that conversation one day, but I just remember what I do remember of it wasn't well handled.
Right.
Hey, Queenbird. She's I'm going to credit her with the discovery of Captain Curmudgeon. What do you think about him?
Who?
The dude in the blue jersey at the beginning. Captain Curmudgeon. Him and his serial friends.
He is. What was he? He was Denver 7.
Wait, what?
He. I guess he works for Denver 7. He was supposed to be.
No, Captain Curmudgeon. This dude. Did I close it? I hope I didn't close it. Yeah.
That guy.
At the very beginning in the weird blue jersey.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that one? Like I said, it might not be your cup of tea, but I mean, he's got to walk 25 sons. He needs more coverage, man. He's
it's comedy. It's comedy. So I mean, we got to respect it as that,
I can tell you a secret.
I didn't find anything offensive. So
he's got more. Trust me. There's offense there if you want to take it. You can go find it. I'm sure.
I remember I had made a video on Joe Biden. He said, "Oh, well, you're not black if you don't vote for me." Like, what the fuck? Man, I cussed his ass out. What kind of shit? Oh, so I'm not black because if I don't vote for you, I'm not black. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'd rather just stay away from that whole topic, just because I'll start calling it out and spit and just get mad. Because I'm planning on doing a road trip, and have you checked the gas prices recently? He's not helping, man. There is no help. Hey, Snark and Sass, Car Thief News. Welcome to the show. All right, we're gonna let this play.
Yeah, I got you. You're a visitor. You're a f***ing visitor. Remember that shit.
He did on camera, Rochelle.
Oh yeah, great job with the Aurora Theater, right? Elijah McClain's in the fucking grave, and that son of a y'all did y'all give him Burger King too? Did y'all give him Burger King too? The guy who shot up all them people? Did y'all do that shit too?
I've got an interview to do.
I don't give a interview. Get that shit. Fuck your interview and you. Freedom of speech, First Amendment.
You ain't gotta like it. Ain't nobody gotta like it. If one person wants to stand there and scream obscenities, you gotta give them a few minutes at least.
You in my shit. That's you in my shit, bro.
That's not helping. He just threatened Kdot on camera right here.
Yeah, he just exactly.
No,
I hope you got that.
Exactly the problem right here.
What's your name?
What's your name, man?
What's your name?
Hold on. Okay. Hold on. This is not helping.
Good Lord. Who's that big dude?
This is not helping.
How big is he? What's that dude? He's like 7'3". Good God, man. He didn't miss no meals, did he?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay, you got points, but you gotta present them in a way. No. This is freedom of speech. No, this is not helping us. This is freedom of speech right here. This says that you're an ignorant black man. That's what it says.
I don't give a shit what you think about me, bro. I don't give a shit what you think about me, bro. I'm really out here. I really do the work, bro. I do the work. I'm out in the streets. I really do this shit. I really do this shit, bro.
This doesn't help anything. I need you to clear this help anything, man.
That's right. Walk in shame.
Hey, look, when you
keep walking. That's right.
When y'all do that represents
No. You had something to say. You wanted to say it. You wanted to say it to a particular person. They could have left. They could have went home. They could have not showed up that day. That's an option. All of these things are possible. All of these things would have looked worse than what happened.
Right.
He at least stood there and listened to it, even if he didn't like it. He started foaming at the mouth and twitching and shit.
Right.
Still, much respect on your end, dude. That the amount of cojones it took to do that.
Appreciate
Were
that.
you nervous? How nervous were you the
No,
first
I
time?
wasn't nervous at all.
Not at all.
I was ready, and like I said, I promised a whole shit show before we even started recording. I think I definitely did my promise, and I think what set me off even more was because this grown ass man was able to threaten my life and walk away from me. Any other grown man,
Yeah, no.
wouldn't have been that easy.
In Georgia, it's sort of a two-step program. He says that type of shit in public and then crosses my threshold. 2 steps have been met. Once you're actually inside my house and you have threatened my life and you are not welcome in my house, I'm going to shoot you.
Right.
It's going to be like, oh, click, click, thresholds are met. No, I told him not to come here. I don't give a fuck what kind of, I don't care what's going on. Cop, President of the United States. It come down to it, man. That's my castle, son.
Right.
My castle. Call me. Don't come through the door.
Yeah.
Don't do that to yourself.
Right. Don't do that to you.
Leaking all over
Don't
the
do
place.
that to yourself.
My carpet, I'm gonna be pissed sitting in the pen, mad as hell because I'm gonna have to replace that carpet when I get home. You know, bled all over. My wife's mad right now thinking about it. I mean, what you supposed to do, man? You go to your government and attempt to do a grievance in a normal and average way. You use the common language and the vernacular of the times, and they simply make a note of it and move on. What are you supposed to do? You got to go make a stink.
Right.
That's how things get done.
And to protest, you must disrupt.
Disrupt, yes. I have some disagreement to some levels of protest. I believe that once Prometheus is invited to a party, it's no longer a protest. It is now a riot, officially. Once things start catching on fire of their own volition, that's not a protest. If somebody's shoe store gets robbed, it's probably not a protest.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's that's anywhere.
Right.
Right. Beverly Hills, that's not a protest.
Right.
Just saying. Things
no, right.
That's disrupt. That's more than disruption. That's destruction. There's a difference. So like interrupting a little bit of traffic, okay, fine. Getting your voice out there, upsetting the local populace, that can be okay to an extent. As long as nobody starts taking swings or making threats.
Right.
It's fine. Whenever the chief of police starts making threats, that's not fine. There's no fine there. There is absolutely no backup on that.
And that's the worst place to make a threat at, where you're supposed to be held accountable.
Yes. I get it. Like I said, the elderly ones we kind of have an issue with when it comes to the cameras. They came through all of this when there were no cameras and people weren't watching. So they were able to snatch folks out behind the woodshed, work them over with a rubber hose and put them back in the cell. That was fine.
Right.
Nowadays, you take them out behind the woodshed and there's 4 people standing back there smoking a joint and filming them. How you doing, sir? What you up to?
Exactly.
I love it. I love it, man. I mean, much respect. And I've said this a dozen times on my show. I'll say it again. I don't care why you are defending my rights. I thank you for doing it.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
I don't have the mentality to do that. I can't. I'd have been there, took a swing on somebody when they started grabbing me by the arm or trying to lead me around and shit. I throw a bow in their teeth, tell them to go pick up their F's. They're all over the floor. You'll be saying from now on.
Right.
Give that motherfucker a speech impediment. Anyway, permanent stutter. I don't know. I don't know. That touching me is the last straw. Don't touch me. We can argue, we can laugh, we can joke, we can disagree. Everything's fine until you touch me. Officially, I do believe that's battery, correct? It's to be. That's for damn sure.
Right. Right.
Yep. I'm a big boy. You get me upset. It takes a few to put me down. Not something I want to happen. That's why I stay on this side of the camera and I sit over here and chat with you, and we have a nice little afternoon, and everything's cool, right? Right. Anyway,
Right.
so where do you go from here, bro?
You know, we had a conversation with the
Oh yeah, the phone call.
right
Is there
phone
any
call.
particular part of it you'd like to highlight? I can pop it right up, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. Okay, that one's easier to hear on your channel. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think way easier to
Yeah, I was on your channel listening to it and having to bot back over to MLH's to talk to people.
What did you think of the conversation?
I thought that man was blowing smoke straight up your skirt. In fact, for a little while there, he got you sidetracked into exchanging Kool-Aid, just different flavors. And I was like, whoa, this conversation, this is going nowhere. And it was like you read my mind. You got right back on track right there. You went, never mind that. Went on with what you were talking about. I was like, good deal.
I think sometimes he be forgetting who he's talking to.
Yeah, you think he's talking to somebody he hired. That's the problem. He's like, you need to go, you need to stop, you need to, but you can't. No, you can. Absolutely can. Absolutely free to do so. And there ain't a fucking thing he can do about it. That's the problem. You have to be nice. No, you don't. I'm not even asking you to be nice. I'm asking you to be professional because that's what you're supposed to be.
Right.
Nice, not nice. Don't give a shit. Just be honest, professional. We're good.
And I pay attention to outcomes. And when we're nice, we get Elijah McClain.
Okay, this is 2 hours and 16 minutes long, but the phone call is the first, 30 minutes?
Okay.
How long was it? Do you remember?
I think we talked a minute, an hour and 40 minutes, I believe.
All right. Let's see where we're at. We're going to just kind of hop in at random.
Another 4.5 years. And I think in order for it to be as good as it can be, the relationship between us should be as good as it can be.
Okay.
So,
So this is very beginning where he was shining your shoes and brought you a glass of tea and tried to put you at ease, saying we're going to be speaking the same language.
Correct.
And that is not what proceeded to happen. If I remember right.
Situations. And yeah, it's one thing to see an incident or two that you're recording. It's another thing to be able to look at 10 or 20 of these. And
why the fuck are there 10 or 20 incidents like what you recorded? Why? That is a failure. In any other business, he would be fired and someone else would be put in his place.
Period.
I don't understand that statement. He seems to think this is a good thing. Oh, well, if I had to look at 1 or 2 of yours, but I got to look at 15 or 20, that's because you're fucking up.
And I think his argument was because we're watching people. They know that we're watching, but that's fine. You can watch all you want. I watch too. Right. But at the end of the day, is there going to be an actionable item that comes behind that watching?
It seems to me that there are a lot of items that should have been actioned, especially in Aurora, especially. Your channel's not the only one I've been watching from Aurora, and they have had an especially hard time with their police force.
Yeah.
That starts at the top. I mean, it takes a while to build a good one, but it starts at the top. And I think I can give you a hint as to where part of the problems are coming from. Right. Aurora has a reputation of being a bad police force to work for, from what I've heard, for various reasons. It's not just auditors and just the street punks and stuff that you got to deal with, but there's also some administrative issues that make it difficult to work there, from what I understand. And I can't say where I got the information. They were just like, "Nah, I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't do it. But you couldn't pay me enough to work there." And I was like,
Right.
"Okay, well, all right." So that means that you're not getting top tier police officers in the first place. It's likely you're picking up gypsy cops. So you're picking up problems. You're borrowing problems from other precincts that have already been problems.
Right.
And it's a big shell game. How bad is the Denver police in comparison to Aurora?
They're really bad. What January? No, I'm sorry, July the 17th. They shot into a crowd full of people. Basically, it was a mass shooting.
That seems
They injured 6 people. Nobody died, thank God. But just because somebody was wasn't even flashing their gun, they were trying to get rid of the gun and threw it, clearly seen it, and he still ended up getting shot. And while shooting him, they injured other bystanders.
Sounds like we got ourselves cowboy.
Oh yeah, they're in some deep shit. And not only that, the chief of police announced his retirement.
Denver.
Denver.
Okay.
Announces his retirement of 28 years for the Denver police, and he'll be retiring October 15th. And I know why he's retiring, because of this incident. I know that's why.
Oh yeah.
Because if you notice, the same thing happened with Elijah McClain, and that chief retired.
Well, I mean, it's the only way to wipe the book.
Right.
According to the city, it's like Rafiki said, it's in the past. Right? Mm-hmm. They just pretend like that never happened. It's in the past. We fired that guy. We got a new guy who's going to do some equally evil shit. But he's not going to get caught. I guess. That just seems to be the way it is. They use sacrificial lambs to cleanse their sins. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. I mean, I know he said some pretty rough things. You reckon he did anything to be treated this way by the city? Or is he just resigning because he's a piece of shit?
I think he's resigning specifically from that incident because because it was out of nowhere. Even his constituents was like, even the mayor was like, well, wow, this is kind of last minute. And people thought the mayor told him to resign or to retire. And I guess he clarified today, like, no, it wasn't my decision. And I think he knew he couldn't lead the department in the right way. And this is going to be a unwanted tattoo blemish on his law enforcement career.
Except for it won't be, because he's going to retire and walk away from it with a pension.
Right.
That was kind of my complaint when it comes to people resigning like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you resign in disgrace, you shouldn't get your pension. Not all of it, at least. I know you put in that time and you did that, but these are criminal activities. Most people go to jail. You don't get a pension because you screwed up. You get early retirement. That's
Right.
what happens when police screw up. They get offered a way out and they get to go on after their felonious career and go do something else.
And they get promotions.
And that's assuming they don't get promoted out of it. Yeah. You know, being a deputy here and turn into chief over there.
Right. Crazy.
Oh, you're dangerous for the streets. We'll put you on a desk.
Right.
What? Seems
right.
Make you dangerous for a desk too. Because if he'll shoot you out of hand, he's definitely going to sign whatever the hell he needs to sign to get a conviction.
Right.
Can't trust him. Hey, Smoking Auditor, welcome to the show, brother. I'm going to pop the link in here in about 15 minutes, and we're going to have this big old talk about what's been going on here. We got a whole lot of this conversation. Do you have a particular bit that you can remember that you want to highlight, or just go at it random?
You said what now? Say that again.
Do you have a particular bit of this phone call that you remember that you want to highlight?
Man,
I listened to 90% of it or so, and I listened to it again before you came on. So if you can
Okay.
remember part of the conversation, I'll probably be able to get pretty close to it.
I would say go to maybe is where are we at? 11. Maybe go maybe 20 more minutes into it.
The best way to achieve your goals. All I'm suggesting is that Tony.
And I had,
this is it.
I guess there were some.
This is the bit I was thinking about exactly.
Yep.
Back it up just a little bit more.
And then your community bullied. And then another incident, like again, they're at it again. Somebody else got beat up by police in my neighborhood again. It's like, okay, well, we're sorry, we apologize, and then we kick you in the head yet again. It's literally that feeling.
So not how many times? That's what's happening.
Exactly.
I get turn the other cheek, right? But I only have 2 cheeks.
Yeah, and I'm not asking you to turn the other cheek. I don't want you to turn the other cheek. And by the way, I, unlike those other people that you've been talking to, I think have the ability to not only listen but to hear you and to try to get some change accomplished.
Yeah, and I had I guess there were some pastors there that didn't like my language. I'm supposed to be having a meeting with them, and I'll let them know too. I'll look either, and this is what I'm gonna tell, because another pastor of mine called me, I think maybe the next week or the next few days after the incident happened, and he was just like, hey, I have some of the pastors in the neighborhood, big pastors in the neighborhood,
I appreciate that.
appreciated your message, but didn't appreciate how it was delivered. And I was just like, we'll set up a meeting.
Oh no.
And I'll tell him just like that.
This motherfucker talking out both sides of his mouth. He's trying to tell DJ Kdot that the only way to achieve change is to have the conversation, but you're not permitted to have the conversation if you're going to be emotionally involved. He doesn't live there. This man does. By default, this man is emotionally involved with the state of his community. There is no you can't extricate the two. So when he's saying calm down and stop being so mean and don't be so vulgar, what he's saying is shut up. Because that's the only outcome of him saying be nice. This is not nice. Nice has been tried. There have been people complaining at these places for years. Nothing's changed. It takes somebody coming up and raising immortal hell to be seen and heard, to be registered above the general din of dissatisfaction that's going on around them. I mean, am I wrong? Am I right?
No, you're right on point. And here's the thing: don't get fooled by some of these pastors too, because they're taking meetings behind closed doors with political figures too, and they're getting money.
I'm in the Bible Belt. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They play poker with the chief on Saturday nights. Yes, sir.
they will get along. They will go along to get along.
Right. They'll sit there and say whatever it takes to get you to walk out that door so they can have you believe that they're doing something for you that may benefit you while turning around and undercutting anything that you can do or say in the future. Trying to register you as a terrorist, put you on a watch list, have you registered in, what is it, APHIS or whatever it's called?
Right.
The action thing. Man, all of that trash is completely unconstitutional. Them riding along down the road and taking pictures of license plates and stuff, I don't have a problem with it. The issue I have with it is, I don't believe you charged me with a crime, sir.
Right.
That's none of your fucking business. Oh, well, I had to check your speed. Well, check my fucking speed, leave my license plate out of it. You don't need my ID. I haven't broken a law. Why is it like crack to them? It's just like crack. What's up, Bill? It's good to see you. Glad you came by. Strange and trippy? Is that what I saw? Yeah, strange and trippy. I love that name. That's great. I absolutely love it. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to remind everyone once a video to like the video. Apparently, it's a thing on YouTube. I always forget to do it. So, you know, trying to do the YouTube thing. Let's be YouTubers. What's the other thing they're supposed to do, Kdot?
Right. You know, sometimes you get into it and you just forget. I think one time I forgot to announce the channel.
Oh yeah. Wait, let's do that. I'm sorry. I digressed before I digressed. I meant to go into your new channel before we got into this, but I was excited. I was kind of excited about all this. But you have a new channel. And it's quite.
I do.
What are you doing over there?
I would like. It is a relationship channel.
Ooh.
It's a relationship channel, and it's called The Conversation, Relations, and Relationships. And we had one segment on there, Let's Talk About Sex. And at that particular time, I think that was pretty hilarious. It was good, right? We only had 33 subscribers, and it got 1.5K hits. So shout out to the people who watched it. So
you want to hear something retarded?
I definitely want to.
Okay. So I'm subscribed to your channel, The Conversation. I just went and searched your channel, The Conversation, and the first thing that came up was this show, where I linked your channel, The Conversation, in the description.
Wow.
Not your channel. I don't understand. YouTube, stop it. Just do the thing, man. Do the thing. Don't do anything else. Just the thing we want you to do. The videos, forget the rest of it. I just want to link your channel, man. That's all. Anyway, it's in the description. It's a link in the description. I'll get it figured out. We'll get it in there in the comments or something.
Right.
But yeah, you had quite a group over there the other day. What's up, Joe? Cool. Michelle's Mobile Media. Good to see you. Oh, you had there was you. Who were the lady friends?
I had the last show.
The conversation about sex.
Well, we had part 2 last Sunday.
I think it was part 2 that I was watching.
Yeah. So her name is Tay Lockridge.
Right. Tay.
Fucking gorgeous.
I don't think I ever got a chance to see her. I was working on my truck at the time and had you in my pocket just listening.
That woman was very gorgeous. She's also a life insurance. She has her own life insurance.
Oh, cool.
And she preaches life insurance, and I think it's incredibly important for people to have life insurance.
Mm-hmm. So did several of my employers. They thought it was really important for me to have life insurance. So much so that they insured me without telling me about it.
Right. Right. We're just gonna make
there's no way you're gonna live another year. You didn't. You still paying for that shit?
Put you on there. We're just
I got off drugs and everything. We might make it to 100.
Well, she was very transparent. I appreciate her vulnerability. Very transparent.
Just as freaking blank as a wall, dude. She was right there with all of it.
She hung in there with the fellas for sure.
I'll tell you a secret, Mr. Kdot. Many years ago, I worked on an assembly line with a group of women, and I have worked on construction sites and factories and all types of places. But I have never been as disgusted, just outright, by the conversation that I was with those women. They were old. I had to call them all ma'am while listening to them talk about the things that they talked about.
Wow.
And it was things that they had done, things that they had seen, and the people they had injured. And how.
Wow.
Dude, it was terrifying. Oh, boy.
Man. Oh, you know what? I really enjoyed your transparency, sir. Well, as far as absolutely the Walmart situation, that was classic. That was.
I mean, what can you do, dude? I don't know. I just think different than most people, I guess. I don't know. People just don't know how to take me, dude. You got about 6 minutes. Is there anything out of this in particular that you'd like to go over? You've got your conversation. You got the conversation out. Oh, I just screwed the pooch. What did I just do? Okay, no, it's good. We're good. Nothing happened. We're fine.
I will. My son. I want to put another plug in there. My son. He is a DJ. He's an upcoming DJ. I'm teaching DJ K Boogie. Once I get another chance to
you
come
say
on,
that.
I'm gonna shout out his Instagram.
DJ K Boogie.
DJ K Boogie.
And does he have any content on YouTube?
He does not have a YouTube channel, but he does have an Instagram.
Okay.
I will. When I come back on the show again, I'll definitely let you know about it.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean, like, we'll do an
Just
update.
started it.
Every 6 months or so with all the channels that are willing. Not everybody willing to come on again. I'm a bit weird.
I'd love to come back on again. I always have a great time.
It's I like having you on because you have a distinct. All right, I'm a very rural individual. I've been in cities. I've never really lived in cities, right? So I don't have the experience to be able to look at certain situations and understand them properly because I've just never, I mean, other than watching it on TV, I have no idea.
Okay.
Right. So I have friends. They've told me things. You're being honest.
Right.
So I prefer to go to the professionals. And when it comes to this type of a topic, I think you might have a bit more expertise than I do.
Right. Okay.
So I like to go to if we were talking crocheting, I would be talking to a knitter. But we're talking about First Amendment rights. I come to as you put it, a pro-activist.
Right.
Which I think
Thank
is actually
you for saying that. Thank you.
Stuff. Clears up your skin. I'm not sure.
Right.
Proactivist. I don't know.
No, you're dead on because we're there. We are a deterrent.
First line for sure.
So you said that perfectly. Right.
You are your ilk. I was going to make a smart ass remark. If you'd have come in late, I was going to do this thing, be like, that you can't expect those people to be timely and then sit there for a second, let everybody make the assumption and then like, auditors,
right?
Cop watchers, they can't read time.
Old school's sometimes notorious for being late. I
don't look. I've got a whole new philosophy I'm working on. Apparently people like what I'm doing. If they enjoy it, I might as well do more of it. And so from here on out, I've been scheduling shows whenever the hell the guest wants to do it. You want to do it at 2 a.m? Tell me you want to do it at 2 a.m. We will do it at 2 a.m, provided I don't have something else scheduled.
Right.
But I don't have a whole lot planned, and I plan things out pretty far in advance so that there's no surprises.
Yep.
And so things being a little late, not quite going. This is YouTube, baby. We roll with it. Until I tell y'all something goes wrong, you don't even know.
You're not gonna know about it. And you are truly a professional, sir. I appreciate you.
I don't know about that. I ain't received a dime yet. The shield is all a joke. Search my channel anywhere you want. You will not find a donation link anywhere associated with it. Not one dime. I call myself a shield.
Right.
All right. Well, you gotta have a humor, right? You gotta have a gimmick. Me.
You're right.
Me.
You're right.
It's all we do, dude. We do our thing, and I like to present channels that are doing the thing. In this case, not only is what you're doing entertaining as hell, it is entertaining as hell, dude. But also, it actually has a legitimate point and a desirous need in our society. The desire for transparency in our administrative offices and officials should be ubiquitous. We should the people that work in those offices should be filming each other. And I know that sounds like some kind of weird security state, but I'm talking about as free citizens by their own choice. It should be a forced duty where you watch that guy. It should be, hey, they're doing something wrong. Look, they did something wrong. That's corrupt as hell. They shouldn't do that. Look, I got film. And you shouldn't have to be run out of town on a rail because you blew the whistle on some assholes that are stealing coke from the supply room.
Right. I agree.
That trash happens all the time.
Right. And Sasquatch, if you don't mind,
yes, sir.
The next episode that's coming up on the conversation is a case study that just came out August 23rd, and it states that women are out cheating men now.
Oh,
in
sure.
relationships. So
I give you diddly do to a damn if I know. They've been doing it for about 40,000 years, and previously there was no cell phones to catch them.
And they proudly say that they're better cheaters than us. We are careless cheaters, and they are.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't cheat. I call my wife and be like, "Hey, I'm going out with this chick." She'd be like, "Which chick?" I'd be like, "That chick." Send her a picture. She'd be like, "Okay," or "No," and I don't question it. If she says no, it's because she means no, and that's the end of the conversation. I go home. Now, people think that's weird and funny and strange and unusual, but the fact is that everyone cheats on everyone, and I would rather keep it above board.
Okay.
I would have my feelings hurt than be lied to.
I agree.
Save my feelings because it would make me feel bad. Make me feel bad, please. Make me feel bad right now as soon as possible so we can get over this. Because I can respect that. Lying to me for 6 years and gaslighting the shit out of my ass, fuck you. I will.
You definitely got to be on the show. You definitely got to be on the show.
I will burn you and all of your friends out of my life. Y'all will never darken my door again. The whole clique, everybody involved. I will burn my life down and dig up the decent pieces out of the ashes and rebuild a new one. I've done it.
100%. And I also got another episode of Is It Justified? I'll go ahead and give you a bit of a snippet of what I'm talking about.
Let me put you on big screen so you can tell everybody. You go ahead and tell us all about it, brother.
There is a video that gone viral, and I believe it was with the Atlanta police. There was a black lady who was getting a ticket, and she ended up getting arrested, but there are some things that could be questionable to where that maybe the officer was in the right, maybe wasn't in the right. So again, I want you guys to be the judge of it. And I believe the video came out maybe a couple of weeks ago. So look forward to that episode on the Kdot experience. So
absolutely, brother. I can't wait. Is that a third channel, the Kdot experience, or is that a show on one of the other channels?
Oh, just on my regular Kdot,
okay.
DJ Kdot channel. Mm-hmm.
All right. Fantastic. That's the show, brother. You did it.
Thank you so much for having me, man. It was fun.
Anytime, man. You know, I do these after show things where I call Sasquatch After Dark, where we do outside of show conversations that aren't associated with the topic at hand. You know, the topic at hand was free speech and your direct use of it in the most quintessential method possible. I loved it. It's absolutely amazing.
Okay.
There's the thing is, it proves it's not illegal to be an asshole.
No, it's not.
It's not at all. You don't have to be nice. It's nice when people are nice. But when people start being corrupt and assholes, it's time to be an asshole. Sorry, that's how it works.
You know, I just mirror. I mirror. You know, Sasquatch, you give off, and I think I said this on your first show, you give off amazing, good energy. You know,
that's funny. You saw me right before the show, right?
Yeah.
I told you, I was like, as soon as that camera clicks on, and I know the camera was on the whole time. As soon as it goes live, everything goes, it's like ice water runs through my vein. The adrenaline hits, and suddenly I'm fine.
It's like an alter ego?
I don't know. My wife swears it's a persona. She said, "You doing the show?" I was told, hold on, let me play you out, and then we'll do the, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Because this is your show. I don't want to get off track.
Okay.
I appreciate you coming by. Much love. We'll see you again in a couple months unless something huge happens. If something huge happens, I'm coming chasing that clout, baby.
I appreciate you having me.
Your ass get locked up. I want to interview the second you walk out there. I want you walking out the fucking jail calling me. You understand?
I understand.
I will get it on everybody's channel. It might not be immediate, but it will happen, brother.
You will get the exclusive.
Ah, PMLH is gonna just be
He's
pissed.
gonna be so pissed.
And I'm standing here. All right, I tell you what, I'll give him a pass. You get him to call me.
Okay.
How about that? All right, that's fair. I'm gonna drop you backstage. I'm gonna do my little talk out, and we'll be back in about 2 minutes.
All right.
Much love, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much the show. You know how this goes. We have a little chit chat at the end where I'll try to make you feel a little bit better, and everybody has a better day. So I love each and every one of you like a brother and a sister. But if you give me any trouble tonight, I'll run every goddamn one of y'all off this mountain. Y'all have a good one. I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just going to do my little layout thing and pretend like I'm going places because it's easier for editing. That's assuming I can find it. What's the damn thing at? They updated. When they update, it moves stuff. I don't like it because it makes this hard.
Oh, Sasquatch? Oh, yeah, he's like the Sandy Waxla of YouTube's.
Yeah, right. That's why Squatch there dropping us a little bomb and yonder. All right, brother, you're back in the house. You're back up. All right. I can just drop the link in chat. As usual, you know the drill. Previous guests are preferred, future guests are secondarily preferred, and if you have something negative to say, there's at least one mod in the chat with your name all over it. Not even joking. They don't even play. Even when Swiss Miz ain't around, like Car Thief News, he don't play. No.
Oh, I already know.
Dude, here's the thing. People like what I do. And because they like what I do, they don't want it to be broken. Just some random asshole. And so I end up getting a really weird support from places you don't generally expect to get support, you know, other creators and whatnot. So like Belt Loop 29, God knows where he came from, but bless his humble soul. That man brought me about 40, 50 subs with him, just like a whole freaking tribe.
Nice.
And 9 Acre Farms and half a dozen other people I met over there that I've been talking to that just what do we got? Oh, wow. All right, man. I see you. Can I interview your beard? All right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. What's happening, brother?
Sasquatch, how are you doing tonight?
I'm alive, dude, but I ain't got half of nothing on that beard, man. That thing is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me, does it warn people that you're coming around the corner?
Coming around the corner. Yeah, the beard is a dead giveaway every time. You would think, but the cops never seem to see it coming, you know? They never seem to know. Who is the other guest on the screen?
This is DJ Kdot over here. He's the guest tonight.
DJ Kdot. All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Amazing things. And what channel are you with?
Well, Press On was the first one, but Press Harder is
I recognize you. I just couldn't put you in the right video in my head. It just didn't fit.
Yeah.
But I've seen you.
Yeah.
What you got to say to me?
Yeah, I've seen some of your stuff. You got some good stuff, man.
It's just good to meet the peeps, you know, and have a conversation. Sometimes it doesn't require a plan or anything to hop on a panel. But what are you guys talking about?
We were discussing the kerfuffle that took place at the Aurora City Council meeting, or was that Denver? That was Aurora. Yeah, my man here was threatened by a cop on camera.
The chief.
No way.
Risking your life, son.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, that's shocking. Threatened by a cop on camera?
In a council meeting.
The chief of police.
In a city council meeting.
Jury, yes.
In the consent decree meeting.
The consent decree meeting. Did you already play the video?
Yeah, that was part of the show, but I can go back to it if you want.
Well, just the threat part would
Yeah, no,
certainly.
MLH got a great angle of it.
Who?
Wrong one. Mexican long hair.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this
We're gonna have a conversation. No, we're not. And you're gonna have a bitch ass gone. Shit.
All right, we're gonna let a little bit of this play because you get an idea what's going on.
You understand me? You don't. I'm not threatening you.
Wow.
I go back a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit further back.
That's some.
Right here. All right, watch when DJ Kdot walks up around the corner. He like steps around his shoulder. The chief is trying to keep his back turned, and he's gonna like double step. And when he realizes he can't run away, he looks straight at this man and tells him that he is risking his life doing this.
Look, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to talk. You're risking. Yeah, I'm risking my life, right? What was that a threat? Was that a threat, dude? Was that a fucking threat, dude? I'm not. You're in my shit. I run this shit. You don't run. You don't run shit. You understand me? You don't. I'm not threatening you. You just
out of curiosity, that moment where you paused, what was it that got your attention? Do you remember?
Yes, it was the extra large black man.
Oh, that big fellow. The large. Right. Yeah. Andre the Giant ain't got shit on this man.
Yeah, I don't, I just don't like random people touching me.
Oh, hell no.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know you and you're just touching me, and I'm like, dude, who the fuck gave you permission to touch me? Like, I'm not touching people around. Like, don't fucking touch me.
Not that guy. This dude on the right. He's going to lean into frame, and he takes up half the camera with one shoulder. Just that dude. Massive. Massive. That is an intimidation right there.
Then he asked me, what's my name? I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
So are these meetings done under ID, or are they just public citizens? I mean, I don't understand how a decree.
Great.
I didn't agree to no fucking decree is all I want to know.
So basically, these meetings will be held every 3 months. So basically, every 3 months, the Aurora police get graded on their progress on the consent decree. And it's published online first, and then they bring people in. It's kind of like a teacher-parent conference, but for the police.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying.
That's kind of my problem I had with it from the very beginning is they approached it as if it were a teacher-parent conference, but the people that they put with the individual groups, who the hell are they? Who are these people? And who decided they get to run the groups? Because it didn't look like they were there to receive anything from the groups. It looked like they were there to keep the groups from talking to each other.
We divided in groups, and that's right. You did ask that question. We divided in groups so we can ask questions. They didn't want us to ask questions all at once, so they wanted us to come up with some good questions to submit online, and they'll answer back online.
Oh, filter. They wanted to filter their questions that they had to answer.
Correct.
Oh, that's bullshit from the very beginning, because the people taking the questions have no guarantee they're going to turn it over uphill.
So you weren't allowed to really answer a question really there. You were just supposed to submit it online, and then they'll get back to you. So.
Hey, Michelle, as soon as you get done with that, give me a call. I love that type of stuff. I was always real big into civics in high school. I didn't ever do really any public speaking, but I always approved of the concept.
Wow. What? Making it recording. Wow.
Were you trespassed, Kdot?
Huh?
Were you trespassed from that city council meeting?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you weren't.
Absolutely not. I would have called even holier hell than that.
Well, at the end, it looked like you were walking out. There was no volume.
So
Muted.
basically gave the walk of shame to the chief of police.
Yeah, I'll show that if you'd like.
The walk of shame.
Yeah, no, he burned him out of the room. Like, he walked him straight out of the room. We'll pick up right about here. Check this out.
I can't do it while he's here. So. Yeah, because you were. That's why you. You in my shit. That's you in my shit, bro.
That's not helping.
He just threatened Kdot on camera right here.
Yeah, he just
exactly.
No,
I hope
this
you
is
got that.
exactly the problem right here.
What's your name? What's your name, man? What's your name? Okay, hold on. This is not helping
The same
us.
agency
This
terrorized and killed.
This is not
Hold
helping
on,
us,
hold on.
man.
He's got points,
You
man.
are
Hold
here.
on.
But, okay, you got points,
This
but
guy,
you gotta present them in a way.
No. This is
Yeah,
freedom of
you are.
speech
No,
right
this
here.
is not helping us.
This is freedom of speech right here.
This says that you're an ignorant black man. That's
I
what it
don't give
says.
a fuck
That's
what.
what it says.
I don't give a shit what you
Don't
think
talk to me
about
like
me,
that.
bro.
Don't talk to me
I don't
like
give a
that.
shit what you
Don't
think about
talk
me,
to
bro.
like that.
I'm really
serious.
out here. I really do the work, bro. I do the work. I'm out in the streets. I really do this shit.
So tell me this. Do we know who that guy is?
Which one?
The large fella.
I've never seen him a day in my life.
Okay, just curious.
Did the walk of shame. Look at this guy right
When
here.
y'all do that, that
Running,
represents
slam out the building.
No, man. Look.
Running, slam out the building.
That was a lot going on in a city council meeting.
No, that was
A consent decree. It's a little, I guess, above a city council meeting since this is between the citizens.
that was at the rec center. At a rec center that we held that particular meeting. That was the consent decree meeting.
Well, to rephrase, that was a lot going on inside of a building as opposed to like on a sidewalk.
Yeah,
Where,
and not only that, but
definitely be able to throw a protest like that.
and the local news was there too, so they couldn't really misbehave too much, especially at a consent decree meeting. Yeah, they weren't gonna just throw me out of the building, not like that, because then it would.
Actually, Blue Unicorn makes a really good point here. You got to listen to the words they say. This doesn't help us. Exactly who the fuck is us?
He might have been with Black Lives Matter.
No.
He might have been with like Black Lives Matter or something.
I don't know who that was.
I've never seen this cat a day in my life. He's never came to when we shut down city council. I've never seen him at any important meeting, any town hall meeting, nothing.
I feel like you might have noticed.
I think it was just one of those cats who, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if he was there, he wouldn't have said anything to me because he already know how I get down. Because I'm highly respected in my community. And they would have been like, "Hey, that's Kdot. Don't even go there. Like, he knows what he's doing."
So not in local politics at all.
Not that I'm aware. That is my first time even seeing that cat ever.
I would be interested to find out exactly what the hell he does, just because I'm one of those curious bastards who thinks curious things need to be answered. Because where does a 7'4" Goliath come wandering into? I don't know. He seems exceptionally large. I'm wondering if he has any large kids that want to play football in Georgia. The next question.
Well, to be honest, that video looks like something that might make it onto the Press Harder channel.
We see. There you go.
It's a rare video that makes it onto the Press Harder channel. You definitely have to use profanity and vulgarity, and you can't back down at all. And they have to.
Oh, that's not even his best one. That's good. That's a real good one. You want to see his best one? You came into the show late. Okay, I got it up over here too. I think not that one. This one. All right. So check out this man's entrance. We're gonna go to talk at the city council. Was this the first time you spoke at city council?
Nope.
Is there film of any of the previous ones?
They honestly, when I walked up, there were the mayor was like, "Oh shit, not this guy." No, because they haven't seen me since the pandemic.
Right. Since they closed
So
it,
they were
nobody-
like, "Oh shit."
okay. let's let the man hear it. Right? Let's let the
Yeah.
man check. Let's talk to the city council.
This is a different video.
Uh-huh.
This
Okay.
was what, a couple of weeks ago, a couple months ago.
A couple months
Good
ago.
evening, citizens. Man, it's been a long fucking time since I've been up here. I don't have a nice, pretty speech or anything like that. I am a bit frustrated. And I see Mike Kaufman, you still got the gavel still stuck up your ass. Jim, you definitely don't have any nuts. That was definitely politically a hit move that you did on the chief of police. And you're a piece of shit for that. I just wanted to say that to you, anything. Miss Piggy, you're a piece of shit too. Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, you're a piece of shit too. Not only that, if we are going to go back to the old way that Aurora Police is going to be policing, I'm going to be watching each and every one of your fucking officers, and I'm going to hold them accountable. You understand? I want to make that you can make that a public fucking record. And this also piece of shit that got shit on his chin right here, that like to smile and like to advocate for police and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you actually forgot about the goddamn citizen that actually pay your fucking.
Hey, Ghost Eagle, that's exactly the comment that I left on it. Nah, bro, tell me exactly how you really feel. Don't hold back. I feel like you're holding something back. I want to know what.
Well, the time for niceties are over. You know,
Yeah.
departments all over the country are trying to hire more cops, and they're losing cops faster than they can gain them, and the standards are going down even lower and lower. You know, and that's the power of the people to lower the morale,
That's
right?
very true.
And you can revoke their privilege to be respectable, right? Uh, you know, when you belittle them and reduce them to the size of a thumbnail on your
Right.
YouTube videos, and you put them under a microscope and make them feel real small, uh, you know, it has an effect, right? And when they go home to their families, they don't know if their friends, their neighbors have seen these videos. They don't know if they're laughing at them or not.
Yeah, they do.
It gets
If
in
they've
their
seen
heads,
videos,
you
they're
know.
definitely laughing at them.
I mean, you never know, right? But it's in their heads, is what the point is, right? And it messes with their psyche. And the more that they start hollering officer safety, the more you know that what you're doing is working, because that means they're scared, right? In a government that's scared of the people, that's called freedom,
Right.
right? You know, so yeah, it's good to exercise that free speech. They're going out of their birds there for sure. You can hear them just, you know, their
Right.
panties are getting all ruffled.
That's exactly what the First Amendment's to protect. It doesn't protect someone threatening you in the street. It does protect a person speaking his mind. Now,
Yeah.
there is some argument to be made that if I say I'm going to beat you to death and then I proceed to do it, that speech is also protected to an extent because you have to have a reason, you know.
Well,
If
it
it's
wasn't
self-defense,
necessarily so much the speech, but it's the actions
exactly.
and the body language too. You know, like the first video clip you showed had a lot of body language going on, finger pointing in the chief's face and stuff. Uh, I mean, he didn't arrest you or anything, but
Oh, that was the
that
wrong place to
body
try to
language,
press.
that finger pointing, isn't, you know, just words, right?
There's one more page to this.
It's
That you
it's
haven't seen.
important to notice where your hands are and stuff while you're talking. I
Sure.
throw epic protests, you know, but I don't have a posture quite like that, right? And so, I never would get in an officer's face and
I'm a big boy. By
and start
default, if I
pointing my
can't
finger
confront
like
an
that.
officer, I'm automatically in his face. When I look down at him, he's going to be offended.
He's got to, I hear I definitely hear what you're saying, but
you won, and it would make him to press harder for sure.
I want to be clear.
You won that battle, but go ahead, KJ.
I want to be very clear. He wasn't talking to an angry man. He was talking to a tired man. And when you're tired, there is no limits. Unless I'm physically.
There's no limits. Is that what you said?
Unless it breaks as far as legal limits. As long as I'm not breaking the law, his feelings could give two shits about. Because at the end of the day, if he were to react, oh my God, I'm telling you, there were a lot of important people in that room. And if he would have reacted in a negative way at a consent decree meeting, you got to understand where we were actually at. Consent decree is basically a contract between the police station or the city, the city of Aurora with the state of Colorado. If they did any type of screw up that violates that consent decree, it's going to be hell to pay. Because courts will hold them accountable. Yeah, but
Michelle asked a question. No. Can we have the same effect without using cuss words? And I say no.
Hell no.
No.
I just don't believe it.
No.
Cuss words are there for a reason, to get your fucking attention in a goddamn hurry, man.
Right.
And they're offensive for a reason, right? And everybody uses them.
Let me say something I say on every show. I usually do it before now. I am a free speech advocate. YouTube is not a free speech platform. I will protect my channel if someone starts going off the reservation, and so will the mods in my chat. If anybody gets some sorts, as far as terms of service are concerned, we'll talk about it in emails later. I'll unblock you in a day or two. It won't be a problem. I'm just saying, in general, I'm a free speech advocate.
Yeah.
I can't have the platform I have if YouTube deuces me out. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
YouTube has no problem with obscenity or profanity,
Not at all.
but they do have a problem with when it's inappropriate, right? And knowing where that line is you either know it or you don't, right? But the profanity and the obscenity, actually, they call that edgy, and they like that.
And I think,
it's edgy. It's edgy.
I think that's why I have the Tractor Show, and for people who troll me and stuff like that, and I give them a platform. It's called Big Smoke.
What do you call that? Big Smoke, right?
Because I don't run from anybody. So if you don't like the way how I audit or do cop watching or whatever, you have a platform.
Yeah, you can come talk.
But you're not allowed to bring feelings. You need to bring fact.
Yeah, I would like citations and references.
Right. So I provide a platform where you can air your grievances. We can have it out right then and there. You don't like what I do? Okay, tell me why.
Right.
You're not gonna run from me.
or
just block them altogether.
I'm of the opinion.
You know, on press on.
Never ever feed a troll you're not willing to keep.
Yeah, on press on, they just got deleted right away. On press harder, nobody's deleted or banned or anything. They've learned, you know, but don't waste your time, especially at first. You know, this is the best advice that could be given, I think, to a new channel, is don't waste your time with trolls, right? Do what you do and learn your lessons, right? And and figure out who your fans are and who your base is, and then later, if the trolls are right, they'll still be there. Right? If they're not right, they will have gone away. You know.
Well, I've been doing it since 2018. So auditing or cop watching since 2018, and so I'm not necessarily a rookie at it, but and I wanna give respect to your channel because I have watched your work and you do great work, by the way.
I respect your work, dude. I do.
Yeah. It's a secret. Don't
So
tell anyone.
so I do
But no,
I do appreciate your
we've
work.
talked, Kdot, on
Huh?
we've talked on chats and stuff before. Never like face to face like right now or anything.
Yeah.
But no, that video, that first one with the chief, that's definitely press harder material. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll add in some more swearing because it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for press
Yeah.
hard. So I'll have to add in some more and stuff, and alliterate it. But
Does that answer your question, Michelle, about whether or not cussing is rather useful? I guess it depends on the circumstance and exactly what you're dealing with.
well,
Maybe not chasing them around in a parking lot, but if you're there to air your grievances, you should be able to do that in whatever language is comfortable to you.
Right.
yeah, use the whole dictionary. It shouldn't be your only word. If you can't talk without swearing, then you're probably not that intelligent. But if you can't talk and swear at the same time, you're also not that intelligent. Right? There's a whole dictionary, and there's all kinds of fucking ways to use the F word, and it's a bomb, right? For a reason. When you drop it, it fucking explodes. Boom, right? And everybody knows that the party is started, the presser is out, and grab hold of the symbols
Yeah.
because the amendments are coming at you one at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah,
That's the way it should
I
be.
agree. I agree. And honestly, to tell you the truth, there was a case study that was done that actually the people who cuss or use a lot of foul, quote unquote, foul language, are probably the most intelligent people
Let
and
me
the
tell
most
you a personal experience on that
probably the
one.
most intelligent, honest, transparent people.
The more frustrated I get with a conversation, the less intellectually I speak, and the more I use cuss words in places of $10 words.
In place of $10 words.
Right?
Well, a common argument made against swearing is that you're stooping down to their level, right?
Oh no, you're setting the bar to begin with. Free. It's speech. That's the
Yeah.
bar.
Well, the free speech is on the First Amendment, and that's at the top,
And protected by the
right?
Second Amendment. Yes, sir.
Well, that's another conversation, but the First
Is
Amendment's at
it
the top,
though?
okay, and that's the highest spot you can be, right? So if you're on the First Amendment, you're not stooping down,
Agreed.
okay, and you cannot stoop down. Actually, you're rising up when you use swear words, because what happens is that you get kicked out of privilege land, right? See, you'll get fired for using swear words, right? And when you're at your job, you're not standing on the First Amendment. Okay, you've given up your speech, and you're wearing a uniform, maybe a name tag. You're doing what you're told to do, not what is righteous, right? You're getting paid to do it, and nobody needs to get paid to do the right thing. They would just do it already, right? So when you
Right.
start swearing, you rise above, and you end up on the First Amendment, and now you're looking down on everybody else, right? But uh, it's so embarrassing and humiliating to society when they get uh, cussed at like that, that they'll they'll start using any argument that they can in order to get you to stop, right? And come back down to their level where they've given up their First Amendment right and stop swearing, and possibly for monetization, right? A lot of
Right.
channels, they think that they need to cut out the swear words because they've got 5 comments a day that say that they don't like it, right? When really they're just trolls. Fuck them. Actually,
I make my
you
I
you
make
end
my
up losing your core audience by stop doing it. You
I,
know.
I
You're
make my
right. You're
content
right. And I
to
don't think,
expose
for
channels
instance,
more.
the
I don't give a
mainstream
fuck about the
media,
people that don't like me. I don't care.
Who?
the
I said I make my
mainstream media,
content.
you
Oh,
know,
the
they're a
mainstream
prime
media.
example. They don't use the First Amendment they don't exercise the First Amendment fully.
Oh
Well,
no,
they're not on
they
the
have
First
press
Amendment.
passes.
They're on the 14th Amendment, right?
Mm.
And they want the privilege to go into press conferences and whatnot, right? To get invited, they want to get press releases, and that's a privilege. You don't have a right to have the chief call you up and give you the scoop, right? The First Amendment provides for the right of the people to press, and that's uncomfortable. When you do it, they don't like it, and they'll take away your privileges to go into those press conferences. They don't have to let you in there.
And
You know
that's
it.
where we get a press corps and a propaganda arm. That's
Right.
how that
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. It's all propaganda, but it has a use too. I mean,
Yeah, it'll tell
to
you exactly what's not happening.
well, what's not happened maybe, but also to get your pulse on what society is thinking, right?
No,
Because
I
they're only
disagree.
repeating what
Here the past few
everybody
years,
wants to hear.
no, I disagree. Here the past few years, they have been less repeating what people want to hear and more repeating what they want people to
Well, the ratings will decide, right?
hear.
uh
Not Brian Stelter. His ratings
right,
got
and
him
he got
booted off
fired.
the
He
show.
got
Yeah,
fired,
but
right?
not until they pulled the money out of the push.
Yeah, not until he lost the money, right? Because the ratings went down. He didn't have his pulse on society. He was repeating what he thought that they wanted to hear, but he was wrong, and they
No, I
fired
think he
him.
was repeating what he was told to repeat, and people didn't like it, and so they sacrificed him to save their head.
They
CNN
did. They
still exists.
sacrificed him, yeah, to
Uh-uh.
save their head, right? But still, nevertheless, there was a large group of citizens watching it. It's not like it was zero. We're talking about 650,000 viewers per episode. That's still quite a bit,
Sure.
right?
Doesn't
Compared
matter
to
that they're all assholes. It's still a respect count.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah, yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't those all like airport lounges and different car repair places and hotels all have CNN as their default channel? Where did that
Yeah, a lot of times where you go, McDonald's always seems to have Fox News on, uh, but CNN is definitely like kosher. It's
Hey,
really mellow.
Darcy, that didn't work. I don't think that link works. Maybe.
I can tell that you're not a big fan of CNN there, Sasquatch.
I'm not a big fan of anybody who tries to teach me what to think instead of how. I
What
would
to
like
think
to,
instead of how.
yeah, no, they tell you what you are supposed to think by giving you only a narrow section of the actual happenings in the world and only from a given perspective paid for by foreign money. Fuck them.
Well, to get that, you have to dig deeper. General society doesn't have the time to do that. They need little sound bites, and that's just all they have time for. That's the reality of it. When you're thinking about going to Disneyland and painting your white picket fence, and you
Mm-hmm.
got groceries to pick up, and kids, and all kinds of things going on. You don't have time to delve into every issue, right? And you're trying to keep abreast the best you can. It's hard to do, but the information's there for you if you want to delve farther. Like you obviously have, both of you, right? Have obviously looked deeper, and you're more active.
Have you noticed that Google changes definitions on the fly to
On the
suit
fly.
on the fly?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
So have you looked up the definition of Caucasian on Google recently?
Uh, Never have I
Okay.
looked up the
Well, go
definition of
check it out in a
Caucasian.
Merriam-Webster's at the library first, and go see what the definition of Caucasian is, and then go look it up on Wikipedia or Google. On Google, they tell you it is an obsolete race-based definition that has no meaning.
No meaning.
I don't feel obsolete. I feel like I'm still here. I mean, I'm a little freckledy. I'm not sure how far that counts, but I don't tan for shit. There ain't nothing I can do about it. I get a moon burn on a bright night. So I don't understand that mentality of changing definitions to suit your idea of the way things should be. Shouldn't you change society and skip the definitions? Aren't we trying to have a conversation and exchange information efficiently? Doesn't changing definitions on people make that more difficult? Is not communication the key?
Communication is the key. You've been watching my channel, Sasquatch.
I would
Communication is the key, for
ordinarily
sure.
a fangirl.
But more accurately, meaningful communication is
Yes,
the key, right?
correct.
And meaningful communication requires meaning, right? Which requires definitions.
We both
However,
have to agree on the meanings of the sounds that are coming out of our face hole.
yeah, but everybody has their own definition, and in the teachings of People School goes into this uh, with depth, right? But in order to have meaningful communication, you need to know what words mean to whoever you're talking to. So, now it's important to know from you, Caucasian Sasquatch, what the word Caucasian means to you.
It is a group of individuals descended from the base population of the Caucasus Mountains, largely white people. Not completely, though, because there are
Right.
also Slavs that aren't necessarily Caucasian,
Wait,
genetically speaking, but they're
hold, hold on. I want to understand this. So that was a lot to take in all at once. But I
I'm
heard
sorry,
um, from the Caucasus Mountains,
Caucasus regions, yes.
Caucasus regions, and then you said plot people.
Oh, no, there are some Slavs,
Oh,
Slavic
Slav,
people that
Slavic people.
are uh, apparently as white as you and me, but genetically hold more Arabic and North African heritage. How that's possible, I have no idea. Also, the Bath people have some strange genetics involved that make them hard to specify. But
Okay, so it's really about the region that they came from, the Caucasian or
yeah,
the Caucasus
it,
Mountains.
it comes down to genetic family lines, haplogroups in my case, as far as I'm concerned.
But it's
As
also
far as
about skin
meritocracy,
tone.
I believe in meritocracy. I don't believe the races make a difference. I think they're definitive characteristics that we use to identify each other. You don't
Uh-huh.
tell someone to come find the black man without a beard if they're looking for me. That would be completely useless. You would
That
say,
would
"Go look for the
be
white guy with a beard," right?
right.
Maybe let them know what color my eyes are, how long my hair is, and how tall I am. These are identifying characteristics, and they're something that are observed about you and not something you get to control. So changing the definition doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't make any difference. But so now you know that I know what
Okay.
your definition is, roughly, right?
Yeah,
A
sure.
group of people descended from the Caucasus Mountain region, some Slavs, and some
Yeah, some question
Bathists.
points.
Is that
Sure.
roughly the your
Yeah,
definition?
close enough for government work. Sure.
Close enough for government work. All right. See, so I mean that took a minute just to get that one definition, right? And now, we have one word that we can both communicate with
Exactly. This
meaningfully.
is the problem with changing definitions, is it breaks down peripheral
Right.
meanings in the language as well.
Yeah, well, words in the first place, that's what they do. They're changing definitions, right? So
More peach colored.
you are what you are by any name, title, or heading.
Sure.
It can't define you.
No, it
And
doesn't.
just the idea of attempting to define you with words is changing you in the process.
Sure. Yes,
Right.
the mental exercise it takes to identify myself with someone else breaks me into a smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller group until I reach the individual status of my description.
Until
Where
you reach the individual status, yeah.
exactly.
It's
So
that people cannot
identification
be
is something
divided.
done to you. It's not something you can do for yourself. People identify you. You can't identify as a goat. You get what I'm saying?
You can't identify as a what?
A goat.
A goat.
You can try. It's just not
Oh,
going to go.
well, you can identify as anything you want.
Sure.
You don't have any power of what anybody else
Right.
identifies you as. But
Exactly.
generally speaking, they they want you to identify yourself, and they will go with it.
That's the idea. But in the
Well,
reality of it is, as soon as you identify yourself to people who are aggressive to you, they use that identification to figure out how to harm you with words. And while words can't cause harm, they think it can. So I mean, you end up chasing your tail around a little imaginary maypole that doesn't even exist because they created this idea in their head of, you know, a non-reality. I don't understand. I can't even have that conversation because I don't understand enough of it to be able to speak intelligently on it. I don't get it.
well, sometimes you run into a situation where, like, somebody wants to identify as something, and it doesn't meet the other person's strongly held belief of what
Sure.
that identity means.
Right. And they're free to have that belief. And they're
Right, but
trying
that's
to
when
go
you
on
really reach
right.
conflict.
Right.
You
It's when
know,
someone tries to impose a belief on someone else that is not their own. Yes.
well,
That's
you
why
don't
we
even have
separate
to
push
impose
and take.
the belief, right? Like,
You're free. Go ahead.
say somebody that you believe is a man, right, decides to identify as a woman. Okay, well, they're not imposing anything on you just by considering themselves a woman.
Nope.
But if it comes up in conversation and it turns out that you have a really strongly held belief as to what a man and a woman is, and it scares you, right? I'm using you in general
Sure.
terms,
Go ahead.
right?
Go ahead.
Then it could be agreed that you have two different definitions of what the word man and woman means. But if it's a strongly held belief, you're probably not going to be willing to sacrifice your meaning and you know call them a woman if that's what they want to be called.
Into a call center.
I'm sorry.
Right? They can feel like a woman. They can say they're a woman, but they can't make you do it.
Actually, they can, and I can show you how. I didn't believe they could make me say it either. However, I met an individual who impressed me enough that she presents as a woman, she acts as a woman, she walks as a woman, talks as a woman. There is no difference except for possibly the plumbing. All right, I'll respect this woman enough to call her a woman in every way that I can because I respect her,
Because you respect her,
the individual. Yes.
the
I
individual.
don't care if she wants to call herself an attack helicopter. If she shows up with blades on her back and a big black paint job, I'll go with it.
You'll go with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
but the only one who made you go with it is you.
yep,
She didn't have any power over you
she
to
did.
force you to.
She
You
she told she
chose.
told me a truth that impressed me so strongly that I decided I needed to rethink my thoughts about certain aspects of my linguistic capability.
There it is, right there. You just admitted
Right?
it. You decided
Mhm.
that you needed to rethink your thoughts.
Didn't want to. I didn't decide that I wanted to do that. I
You
right
just said you did. You said you decided
Right.
to
In mid
rethink.
conversation with this lady, I
Yeah.
came to a point where I could no longer speak the same way I had been speaking.
You came to a point.
Right. We reached a point where the level of personal respect outweighed the level of just general disinterest because I usually don't care. For
You
some
usually
reason, I
don't care.
started caring, so suddenly it mattered.
Suddenly it mattered.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
Joe Blow down the street couldn't care less. Sorry.
Couldn't care less. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you it has to do with like getting to know somebody,
Yes. I respect
right?
individuals, not groups. Yep.
Yeah, and when you care about somebody, then you care about them, and
Amen.
you don't want to offend them, right? Because that's not something you do to somebody you care about,
Oh, that's true. I
right?
try to provide at least some amount of support for all of my guests whenever they come on. For a few weeks or months afterwards, I share and do all that stuff. Um, Fiona Rawls went from doing just general podcast stuff to full on cop watching in the course of like 3 weeks. And it was an amazing thing to watch. She's running around with Acura Amanda down there in Florida doing the stuff, doing the thing. And she's doing the thing, but check this out. She's only uploading a video every now and then. She's helping Acura Amanda get her content. Fiona's not really trying to like do it, but she's doing it. She's there as an activist, not as a YouTuber. Does that make sense?
Who is this?
The blonde on the right side over here, I guess it's the right side on your screen.
What's her name?
Fiona Rawls.
Fiona Rawls. All right.
And as I've said before, I don't care why people defend my rights. I appreciate that they do. Right?
Well,
There we go.
it is said quite often that somebody is defending rights, but the only one who can defend your rights, Sasquatch, are you.
That's true. That's
Okay,
true.
no one
But
can
the
take
more
your rights. No one except you.
true.
It's not
But the more
possible.
people that are out there doing the kind of stuff that you're doing and that Kdot's doing, the less likely I am to have to.
Well, that's true. That's
Because
true.
chances are they came across you or Kdot or Mexican Longhair or NC Tire Hunter or somebody else that has them on their P's and Q's a little tighter than they were 2 years ago, 5 years ago.
Well, it's not just the government that's going to see what happens when you use your rights, Sasquatch and KDOT, is you lose your privileges, right? Because
Yeah.
society doesn't like it when you start throwing protests. Okay, it's not reasonable.
AJ,
It's
where are you at?
righteous, but it's not reasonable, and they will take away your privileges. You might get fired. You might lose friendships. You'll definitely lose friendships unless
Oh, yeah.
unless like you hang around with a bunch of criminals. But even then, they're not going to like it because you're drawing attention to them, right?
Yep.
And you're making it hot, So you're gonna lose friends. You're gonna lose family, right? You're gonna lose. You're
I
gonna
love
burn bridges. And all those are privileges. You're gonna get kicked out of stores, or who knows, right?
Sure.
And so, but the more
let me ask you
common
this.
it is,
Totally different subject. Let me change subject a little bit. When you're
sure.
talking about getting kicked out of stores and stuff, this ties into First Amendment and all of that. I got a buddy of mine named Harry Nuts, and
Harry
this man
Nuts.
goes around and films absolutely everything. He's walking into businesses. He's walking into cannabis dispensaries. He stops outside, leans into the door with the phone tucked in his shoulder, and it's like, "Do y'all mind if I come in and film?" And 9 times out of 10, the brilliant smile this man has on his face convinces him, "Sure, come on in. What harm could it cause?" And poof, he walks in, does the whole rundown, tours the whole joint, has amazing stream, walks out, and says, "Well, I guess we're done for today." And I'm like, "Dude, that's the best cop watching I've ever seen, and one never even showed up."
One
That is
never even
a
showed up.
First Amendment audit of the highest order, and he doesn't even realize that's what he's doing.
Well, generally speaking, uh, you couldn't tell from watching the Press Harder channel, but 99 out of 100 stops there's really not an issue,
right?
right? And you know, it's not shown very well that if you're not there looking for a problem or trying to cause a problem, most of the time there's no problem.
Yeah.
Right? If every single day you're protesting, you might want to rethink your life. Okay, because you might actually be the problem.
It depends on how you go about it. I suppose there's a right and a wrong way to go about things. Uh, if you want to be an activist, or as KDOT puts it, a proactivist, then that's perfectly reasonable, provided you're not activating for corporations or for the government. Personally, I think that's a bit ridiculous. That's a shield by definition. And
A
I
show.
don't know. Yeah, well, that's the name of the show is Sasquatch Shills, but I don't get paid.
Oh,
I'm not monetized. That's the joke. You can't donate to me. I don't accept money. You can't buy me.
yeah. You said that, and it got my attention. I don't either. I never have.
Yeah.
Uh, it's against my religious beliefs to sell my services for money. Right? I don't believe people have the right to do that. It's a privilege. It's not a right. Uh,
Well, I do this because I enjoy talking to creators and I like meeting you. I do. I enjoy the conversations we have. My after darks do far better than my show does, because of the weird way that the conversation crawls around and gets information that most people don't have about creators. Um, that being said, I really like doing the show on a one-on-one basis. The panels are fun, but I'm about half deaf, and if I don't have everybody on camera, I can't tell who's talking. I just
yeah,
hear voices.
one on one, sometimes three, but it's hard to have a real like conversation with a bunch of peeps.
It can be. It can
Right?
be. It
It's
takes a
not a
heavy
conversation at all.
right. It takes a heavy hand to keep a decent panel going. It does.
Yeah. And conversations aren't scripted. They go where they go. You have to be willing to go where they lead.
Yeah, that's true. You got to follow them out. We got about 3 minutes left in the closing session of Sasquatch After Dark. Do you have anything you want to shout out?
The people win again. It's a motherfucking conspiracy. Yeah, yeah.
Well, when you got people working against you and they're all plotting to take your liberties, yes, that is a conspiracy. See, I always had an issue with the whole idea of pot causing paranoia. I don't believe it. I believe that the DEA agents cause paranoia. You see, when you're in a prohibited state and you're smoking pot, there are literally three-letter organizations out there whose job it is to spend their time day and night hunting you down and stopping you from smoking a little bit of weed. That's not paranoia. That's fact.
That's fact.
That's
Yeah. Kdot, it was really nice talking to you. And
You as well, man.
Sasquatch. Yeah, yeah. We'll meet
I
again.
appreciate you coming up, brother.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you subscribed to my channel?
Oh yeah, what's the name of that video?
I'll drop it.
That's on Mexican Longhair's channel. Oh, this video or the
No,
one with
the
Chief?
video with the chief at the consent
Yeah.
decree thing.
That's on Mexican Longhair's channel.
Oh, I don't know if that's okay to use.
We'll
or
talk
not.
to him. I can get you in touch with him. We'll work it out. Generally speaking,
Mexican Longhair is really cool. I don't think he'd have a problem.
He's liable to show up and chat here any second. I don't know if he came through earlier, but I think actually he's alive right now. I'm gonna raid his ass and find out. But I'll find out. Get here. Let me pop this up. I got a little banner to answer all these right here. Bam. Caucasian Sasquatch at gmail.com. Hit me up in an email, and if you're interested in the show, I'll give you the Sasquatch treatment. If not, you can pop up on After Dark or whatever in the future. I do chilling with Sasquatches too when I don't have guests. But yeah, drop your email in my bank, and I'll reroute it to Mexican long hair. DJ Kdot's liable to run across him in the next couple of days anyway.
Well, I don't do email Caucasian Sasquatch, but
Right.
Real Jingy is the ambassador to the amendments. I'll take a snapshot of your email and give it to him,
Sure,
and have him send you an email.
that's fine. I mean,
Right?
however, you,
Yeah, there's no way to get a hold of me.
all
Nobody
right.
can do it. Nobody.
Have it on.
Well, it was
Yeah.
it was nice meeting you, man. Definitely
It was
nice.
nice meeting you too. You
Well, I'm
guys
picking
have a good night.
in
I'll
YouTube. I'm picking
I'll
YouTube
see you
out.
on
Y'all
the
ain't
First
gotta
Amendment. Yeah.
stick around a minute if you want to. Y'all be cool, folks. We're going off, and it's
All right.
happening.